one and all, welcome to Seeing Through Glass and welcome to a very early start in Marseille, France. I'm really excited to announce for the second half of 2018 I'm going to be working closely with INFINITI, focusing on their partnership with the Renault Sport F1 team. I think you all know that I'm F1 mad, and INFINITI are doing some really cool stuff with F1 tech, mainly around the hybrid powertrains. This weekend they've flown me out to the French Grand Prix for 24 hours. I leave on the Modball Rally tomorrow morning. It's kind of like a celebration of the fact we're going to be working together and a way to introduce me to the brand and all the stuff they do with Formula One. So, a little bit of breakfast, a few coffees, and then we're headed to the track. Days like today, I have to keep pinching myself. Right, let me bring you up to speed. You would have seen that we left the hotel in a stunning blue INFINITI Q50S. It was the 3-litre twin turbocharged V6, but plenty more to come on INFINITI cars in later videos. I'm now stood on top of the Paddock Club. If you don't know, Paddock Club I think is the most exclusive and expensive access you can buy to any Formula One Grand Prix. There are other passes which are invite only, but I think if you want to buy access, Paddock Club is numero uno, and amazingly INFINITI just handed me a pass to the place, and I'm stood on top on some kind of viewing terrace. The pit's straight, the pit lane is just there. You can probably hear there's some podium music playing at the moment because the GP3 race has just ended. Every single team has their own sort of hospitality room or area within Paddock Club where you get free drinks, food, the drivers come and do chat. We've got the most incredible view of the start-finish straight, and just there is the paddock itself. We are not allowed in the paddock with the Paddock Club passes, but apparently the INFINITI guys said that we might be able to go down and have a bit of a sneaky tour with the Renault F1 team, but you can still at least have a little peek over, look out the window, see some of the drives and stuff. It does feel pretty exclusive. I'm not really sure what else is going to be going on today, but I am just loving life. I mean, this kind of access to Formula One is stuff I dreamed about as a kid, and I'm now here, so thank you to INFINITI. I'm going to go downstairs, get myself another coffee, have a few snacks, and just embrace the day. We are now headed down to the pit lane, and because we got here a little bit early and beat some of the traffic, there's basically no one else coming with us, so we're going to head to the Renault F1 garage, check out what's going on, and hopefully get some really exclusive access and get up close with the cars. Oh, my heart's pounding now.
It's completely bespoke, so probably more expensive than most of the cars we are selling. Sure. We're not allowed anymore to do anything from the pit wall. We could easily, of course, change the engine set and so from the pit wall. We're not allowed to do that anymore, so the driver has to do it. So which is why he has a few buttons to look at.
Of course.
So the simple ones, or the most obvious ones, obviously are the gear shifts. I mean, you see that on hypercars and even on normal cars nowadays. Sure. But you also have the clutch pedal.
Okay.
So we don't have a clutch pedal in the car. Basically, two reasons. We only need it once for takeoff. Okay. That's one, and then there's not really much space, as you can see. So you have. It's quite loud. We're filming. It's a team. So you have the brake bias. So obviously, how much brake force going to the front, to the rear. They have to adjust that. First of all, over the course of the race, because we're not allowed to refuel anymore, so the car gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Sure. But even they sometimes do from corner to corner. For example, if we have a downhill corner off camber, so it could be easy to lock up the front tires, so they might switch the brake bias to the rear a little bit. For example, in Monaco, you know, Ricardo had this engine failure, the MGUK failure. Yep, so on the front, the braking system is quite conventional. It's a normal brakes, etc. We have that on the rear as well, but many of the braking force in the rear is actually generated by the MGUK. And when that failed, his rear brakes quickly overheated. We use settings for the engine, for the power unit mappings, pit speed limiter, obviously when you come into the pits, the rear wing for the DRS system on the straights. So recharge, so later in the session, you will hear, so obviously it's a hybrid engine, so it's an internal combustion engine combined with electronic generators. And when we go out of the garage, usually the battery is probably pretty flat. So you will hear later, they're saying, Nico, reach on. They're going to push this button and they harvest as much energy, electric energy on the braking to fill up the battery.
Okay.
And then you can use it. And then with the state of charge, you have different settings, how much energy you want to recharge, how much you want to use. So they have to adjust that the whole time. So there's a lot of things they have to do. So the car minimum weight is 734 kilograms.
Okay.
So to give you an idea, I mean, obviously carbon fiber, you know carbon fiber.
Sure.
If you take this is actually from the car.
Well, I mean, this weighs nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, I could probably pin it with my little.
Yeah. So for the engine, this is an aero surface, nothing more. I mean, obviously they are stuck in the carbon fiber monocoque in the top.
Sure.
That will withstand all the crash. This will obviously. But so the car will be lighter if you weigh it directly after we finish with it. We do that on purpose. We do everything as light as possible because then we can add ballast to come to the minimum weight. And with the ballast, we do exactly the opposite. So we're using a different material, which is twice as dense as steel. I can show you now because we have to pay for every gram we're carrying around the world. But in the factory, he will give you a piece of it, a little piece of it. Oh yeah, give it to me, and it's so heavy you can imagine.
What I love is this is like a teaser for the work that I'm going to be doing with Infiniti this year. It's just supposed to be like an introduction to the brand, and the access is incredible. I'm loving Paddock Club life. Also, being around a pit garage at a race weekend, you can feel the energy, especially during the practice pit stops. Those wheel guns are just so intense. They're actually a bit scary when they go off when you're not expecting it, but yeah, what is life right now? Say enough Formula 1 antics, time for lunch, but I've just been told that I'm about to go on some kind of truck tour thing, so I've got to stuff this avocado salad down my face and then yeah, go check out the track. Nuts. The track is literally right there. No cars coming past right now, which is a little bit disappointing with this link, but I've never been this close to a Formula 1 track during a live Grand Prix session. Rain is falling, which is bad for the fact that I'm outside, but super exciting for this session because, as I've said a few times in this vlog, I'm not convinced Paul Ricard's going to be the most exciting Grand Prix because of the layout. If some rain comes, that's going to spice things up, people. We've had to come back to the Paddock Club because the rain was getting too heavy and none of the teams were running. But before I go to the Renault Infiniti section, I wanted to talk about this area, which is a more sort of generic hangout area. There are racing simulators, there's a virtual reality racing simulator, big old scale electrics, there's a merchandise shop, there's an ice cream parlour, and I suppose if you're here with friends but you're with different teams, you can't exactly go into another team's area. This is a more generic place to come and hang out and mingle and chat. So yeah, pretty cool. Just wanted to talk about this before I go and get some lunch, which is what I'm going to go and do right now. Bit of a lull in the action now. There's actually another pit lane walk taking place down here, and look, that's the podium right there. So can you imagine tomorrow, race winner, you can come and stand here as a Paddock Club member or pass holder and see the guys go up onto the podium. Pretty insane. I won't be doing that because I've got to get back for the start of the Mod Ball Rally, which means in a few hours I need to leave here with haste to catch my flight back to London. So I'm going to try and watch all of qualifying, and then literally as the last car crosses the line, I'm going to run for my car to get to the airport. Anyway, it's all getting a bit noisy again, so catch up in a bit. joined me at the airport. The end of qualifying was all a bit of a mad rush. I was convinced I was going to miss my flight, so I jumped in one of the INFINITI cars, bombed it here, forgot to film anything, only to find out my flight had been delayed. So classic British Airways. Anyway, what an insane 24 hours with INFINITI. Huge thanks to those guys. I'm so excited about all the stuff that's going to be coming up. And actually, they literally just told me about something which I want to let you guys know about. They are doing a competition for someone to win the chance to drive an actual Renault F1 car around Paul Ricard, the circuit that I was at today. And actually, it's what Mr. JWW did last year. So you and a guest, 5-star hotel, flights, all that lot, and the opportunity to drive a freaking Formula 1 car. I'm going to be entering that competition a million times. But yes, plenty of cool things coming up, so make sure you're staying subscribed and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it.